All right. Our Bulls have played an excellent half so far. The Bulls bench over 30 points. This has got to be our highest scoring game from our bench already so far this season. And surprisingly, especially considering just how many players we have out that their bench is scoring this good. 11 points from Kobe White, 9 points from Alfonso McKinney, who is especially right now. I completely understand everyone who wants to see him stay on this team, maybe even take Matt Thomas's spot because plus minus of plus 15, playing solidly on defense as well as offense. Tony Bradley giving in some solid minutes as well. Every member of the Bulls roster right now has a positive plus minus. That's easy, of course, when you're up almost 20 points at the first half, 73 first half points from the Chicago Bulls, all crazy. This is a great first half from the Bulls. They're coming out with that energy we wanted to see them come out with, especially against a team that they dropped a game to that they probably shouldn't have. This is just great. Unfortunately, we lost Alex Caruso, so we'll see who gets inserted into that starting lineup in the second half. But foot contusion, so he's going to be out the rest of this game. I haven't read anything to say that's anything that they're expecting any lingering things going on, but he's definitely going to miss the rest of this game. Bulls can't catch a break when it comes to keeping the full roster healthy and available. But nonetheless, it's good to see Kobe White, even though he's not having the best shooting night, 2 for 6 shooting, but he's getting to the free throw line, 5 for 5 from there. 11 points that's helping him. And DeMar is doing DeMar things, 8 of 13. Vooch solid 4 of 9 shooting so far, but Lonzo Ball 13 points. 3 for 5 from 3 pointers right now, playing great defense out there as well. I had really some really good blocks. Well, one official block, but he's definitely altered some shots out there so far. This has been a great first half. Dotson showing up, somebody we haven't. Cook's giving us some solid minutes as well. I know a lot of people, especially on this channel, have been calling for Tyler Cook to play a little bit more. It's been really good so far. Really good so far. We're gonna go to Nolan. 72 first half points. That's crazy, right? That's crazy to have that now. Key thing, and we know something that's been happening with this Bulls team. They're going to have to keep this momentum going and not have a bad third quarter. A lot of times when the Bulls have not leads of this magnitude, but going to coming out the half with solid leads, they have down third quarters, and that lead gets erased completely sometimes if they don't go down. So the Bulls have to come out, have a really good third quarter as well. I really think if the Bulls have a solid third quarter and outscore them in the third quarter, this game really they can coast the rest of the fourth quarter. We could probably sit some people and take a look at some people we haven't seen a lot this season, but McKinney is showing up a lot right now. Steve-O speaks. Definitely great first half from this team. Great first half. Thunder, Dotson, and McKinney impressed me. I'm really impressed with McKinney. Now looking at when the Bulls signed him, I did a video on it. I looked at his raw stats from the G League. I know he's really been scoring well there. That doesn't always come into the actual NBA roster. For us Bulls fans, long time we know Antonio Blakeney, who was like a transcendent scorer in the G League, and we never quite saw that when he was on the roster here, playing in actual NBA games. But Alfonso is a veteran, and he's playing solidly on both sides of the ball tonight, and that's key. I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see McKinney get the start in the second half, considering Alex Caruso is going to be out the rest of this game. So be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for that. Let me know down in the comments who you guys think is going to start the second half for the Bulls. I don't know if they do Kobe in that, especially considering he's been playing well. Like, let's talk about Kobe White there for a second too. Solidly rotating on defense. He's gotten caught on a couple possessions as well. I know he's not shooting the ball the best, but this is probably one of the better games we've seen overall from Kobe. Not just him getting hot in the fourth quarter or anything. Kobe's been playing solidly and giving us some solid minutes out there right now. Dreamer, Bulls on top. Yep, that's absolutely what we want to see. Shay, what's happening, Haize? What's going on, Shay? Appreciate you, brother. This is the type of half they should have against a bad team. Absolutely. This is the type of half, especially if you're going to be a team that has some a playoff run. You want to see them come in and just complete, especially at home too. You want to see them come out and blow a team away early. They have to maintain this lead in the third quarter. One of the things that the Bulls have had problems with is holding on to leads like this in that third quarter, because what you want to see is your starters be able to take a rest and that lead stay secure in that time. So we'll see if that happens. Again, Bulls bench, Bulls starter playing very well. We haven't had a game, to my knowledge, where we've scored over 30 points from the bench at all, much less in the first half of a game. So this overall, the Bulls are playing great against a team they should beat, and that's what we want to see. Hopefully they only keeping Caruso out because they are playing the Rockets. That's what I'm hoping too, is that it's one of those things that hopefully he could have gone if it was like a bigger game, if they needed to. But at this point, they're just like, they saw the lead, they saw the way that the team was playing, and they're just like, you know what, Caruso, go ahead and take the rest of the night off. That's what I'm hoping it is. We'll see. Be on the lookout for that. Like I told you, I have Bulls fandom PTSD, so I almost think about the worst every time, but we're not going on right now. Right now, listed, the Chicago Bulls tweeted that it's a left midfoot sprain. That's what they said. I don't know what or how severe that can be. I don't know. I'm not an injury expert. It doesn't sound too bad, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Haize, that Lakers game was insane. Yep, DeMar the buckets. That's what we're gonna call them. Keep this energy up and let's make them wave. That's what I want to see. I want to see the Bulls come out of the halftime to go for the juggler in that third quarter and get them the fuck up out of here. That's what I want to see. Let's get no more of letting teams linger around. None of that giving up leads. We don't want to see none of that shit. We want the Bulls to come out, keep this momentum going. The Bulls smartly went to Vooch early, kind of got him going. Vooch as well, having some big defensive plays. That block, causing a travel violation. Vooch has been very aware. There was a play where there was an open three where Vooch didn't rotate or get out to him when he could have. He didn't really move with any urgency. Luckily, they missed the three. I can't remember who took it on the Rockets, but Vooch overall having a solid game on both sides of the ball as well. DMVP, definitely. We'll see with that. Ricardo, proven when the bench is playing with heart and Vooch is making shots when he's supposed to. This team is in the company with the Warriors and Suns. Listen, when the Bulls offense is unlocked and going on all cylinders, this team is damn near unbeatable at that point in time. Their offense is damn near unstoppable. Even when the bench is going and playing solid defense, typically our bench has gotten scoring wise when they get out in transition, get big buckets and things like that and score in transition. What we're seeing with this version of the bench, they have better shooting. I'm not saying that they're necessarily, and Bulls fans are reactive. I can see right now a lot of Bulls fans saying, oh, well, this is the bench unit we should go with all the time. Listen, it's one game and it's against a bad team. Let's not overreact. But with that being said, I would not be surprised if Alfonso McKinney ends up sticking around here. One thing that we're seeing with this Bulls team and Dotson being out there is that they're not hesitant to shoot, and they've been making it more than anything. Alfonso McKinney 3 for 3, Dotson 1 for 1 from 3-pointer, and Kobe White 2 for 4 from 3-pointers. They are not hesitating to let the ball fly. But also, if we're pointing out a solid game from Tony Bradley, this is what, when you have Tony Bradley playing solid defense, not turning the ball over, and giving you solid minutes, and his Bradley in his 8 minutes out there so far, 4 points, right? But it allows Vooch to sit down and you're not exposing a weakness. But I also want to point out, having Tyler Cook out there, he's only played 4 minutes, but having Tyler Cook out there and his size is also showing Tyler Cook is the main one that I was surprised wasn't getting minutes in this showing. Also, guys, make sure you let me know when the game is back on because I do not know while I'm down here recording, so let me know. In games 1 and 3 in games with either DeMar or Zach out, Lonzo is averaging 18.6 rebounds, 5 assists on 44 field goal percentage and 40% 3-point. He's been very reliable as a second go-to guy, and he doesn't let it impact his amazing defense. Exactly. Lonzo can do everything. This is something I talked about when I was on Juju Knows Best channel earlier today, is that just because Lonzo doesn't score, I think it's really a byproduct of him being unselfish and focusing on the other things, because he has 2 amazing scorers out there and 3 of Vooch is going. But don't sleep on Lonzo Ball's ability to be great offensively. I think it's very safe to say that when Lonzo has low scoring games, 90% of the times because he knows he doesn't need to score. Hey, I didn't even read that before I just said it. You were right on the point with me. He's the offensive coordinator, the defensive general. Exactly. He is a coach on the floor to the truest end of the word. I know that phrase gets thrown out there a lot, but watch how he talks to people and he just calls out what other teams doing on defense and how he moves with the ball and without the ball on offense. Lonzo is absolutely an extension of the coach out there, and I understand why coaches love him. I'm surprised, really, as somebody who didn't watch every Lonzo game because he was on teams that I don't watch consistently before now, I'm really impressed with just everything that Lonzo does out there on the floor. McKinney just took Matt Thomas' spot. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised at that at all. How much would you like McKinney on our roster full time? Right now, from what we've seen the last 2 games, this is only his 3rd game on the Bulls roster, even though his second 10-day contract. I would not be mad at all if the Bulls end up keeping him and letting Matt Thomas go. Would not be mad at it at all. Third quarter, let's hope that we don't run into that. Keep in mind, let me know when the game's coming back on. Man, Lonzo had to be the QB back then because that pass was sick. Yep, Lonzo was that man's crazy. He got eyes in the back of his head. I'm going back and forth between two chats. All right, Shay. Well, we appreciate you while you're here. This is what happens when our bench scores. This is why bench scoring is important. This is why I have been saying that the Bulls would be crazy at one point to sign Kobe White because of the potential of what he can bring to the bench. But looking at this now, like this is just the importance, like you said, of bench scoring to be able to keep the pressure up when your bench players are in there. Again, to this degree, it's crazy, right? To have the starters and the bench scoring over 30 points and a half, it's crazy. You don't usually see that, but just having scoring threats, your bench being a threat to score changes the game so much. It really changes the game so much. Also, these last games arrest all my doubts about DeMar being able to play in high ball movement system. He's a great decision making, and that's what makes the Bulls offense so potentially great is that they all can pass and they all are smart passers and they all keep the head. Uh, um Levine coming around, right? But when you have a team full of all players who are a threat to shoot, a threat to put the ball on the floor, a threat to pass and make smart decisions, it really makes it almost unbeatable, right? It makes it unbeatable. King Austin, he's absolutely preaching to the choir. Yeah, right now, so I talked about it early. It's a mid-foot sprain, is what it's been reported as. Like I said, I don't know a lot about that, but Smear 60, I just told my dad about the conversation we had about being from Chicago, but being a Packers fan. He said, tell him that the Packers just clinched a playoff spot and the Bulls and the Bears still suck. Hey, tell him he's still a disgrace. Well, no, foot for Caruso. Keep Kobe on the bench because he's our only point guard off the bench. Yeah, especially right now. Even though he's not going to be playing point guard when this whole team's healthy, but yeah, you know what that means. Instead of part of being a fan is being with them when they're going gets tough. That would be like me switching to being a Golden State. I hate fair weather fans completely. Fair weather fans. Game's about to start. Oh, I didn't even make it through most of your comments today. I apologize. Usually, we make it through most of the comments here, but I'm gonna go through some more. Kobe trying to catch the rhythm. Absolutely. Kobe trying hard not to. I don't think that because if he plays bad, that's going to almost ensure he's not a trade piece. Playing good does nothing but make it more enticing for teams that are trading. So I don't know about that one there. Matt Thomas has a good shot. I'm just saying, yeah, Matt Thomas is good, but look at what Alfonso McKinney's doing out there on both sides of the ball. But that's it for this halftime hangout. Thank you guys so much for sticking through and popping in. We'll be doing a live stream after the game. That's already posted as far as like the link so you can get notified of it and everything. Thank you guys for watching the halftime hangout. Like I like to end every episode on, go Bulls. I will see you guys after the game. Peace.